Welcome to You and Your Money. Today's episode features Leisl Langevin, Managing Partner Advisory at WHZ Strategic Wealth Advisors.
How do you define true financial freedom?
It does. And it's not about hitting a magic number in your bank account or investment account. And it's really about making those choices that help to create confidence in your plan. Unfortunately, there's some stats out there. About 39% of Americans have enough savings to cover a $1,000 emergency expense. So you think about how much things cost these days. I mean, that's a pretty low balance. And then the median retirement account balance for working age families between 32 and 61 is about $65,000. So we have some work to do, but that's why we're here, and we can help people through that.
So it's more about flexibility too than raw wealth. Tell me more about that.
It is, and achieving that freedom, it's again, can mean different things for different people, whether it's handling those unexpected expenses. So you have an emergency fund, it's retiring when you want to, maybe helping your kids through college, and just so that you don't have to sacrifice. So it's not an all or nothing. It's what are your goals and how can you get there?
So if you're just starting out, or maybe you feel like you're a little behind the curve, let's talk about some essential habits. Give us something to focus on.
Absolutely. So, I mean, the first one is, let's just make sure that you're living below your means. I mean, that's a simple one. It doesn't mean cutting out everything. I know on these segments, we've talked about needs, wants, and savings. So splitting up your budget between those, like what do we need to pay, the mortgage, those types of things. And we need to also save. So that's important.
What about investing?
Yeah, and that's a great way to build your wealth. And thanks to compound interest, I mean, that can substantially over time. The sooner you start, the better. And even just making $100 monthly contribution can have a significant difference over time.
But not only to start it, but you got to continue it. You got to keep it going.
That's right. Exactly. And it's so true, is sticking to it. Consistency is key. And another, when we talk about consistency, it's also automating your savings or your bill pay. And that can really help you stick to that plan, so you're not tempted to spend money elsewhere.
So save it before you see it.
Right.
Let's talk about, get back to emergency funds too.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? That's important.
It is. And so emergency fund, you'd like to have between 3 and 6 months of your needs and expenses. So let's think mortgage, car payments, all the things that run your household. Make sure you have that in your some kind of a savings. And we say we don't want that money to necessarily sit idle. So if you have a high yield savings, those are paying pretty nice interest rates right now. So take advantage of that.
What about IRAs, HSAs? Tell me about that.
Yeah, exactly. And we sort of group, I mean, IRAs, HSAs, they're all tax deferred 401ks. But the beauty there is that you can save up to $23,500 in a 401k. And if you're over 50, you get an extra $7,500. And IRAs, you can save $7,000. And if you're over 50, you get another $1,000. And I always talk about HSAs. They're my favorite account, where you can save. It's triple tax deferred, save pre-tax, it grows tax deferred. And if you use it for medical expenses, that's also tax free. Wow. So pretty cool.
What about debt? Yeah.
So, I mean, people always talk about, I want to be debt free, but not all debt is created equal. And there are, especially if you have a low mortgage interest rate, let's say you bought in the 2020 timeframe, interest rates were pretty low then. So you probably, instead of paying that debt down, you might reallocate towards saving or investing. So it's key to think about what's the interest rate cost and what can I earn in investment accounts. So that's
key. Back to investing, what principles should we keep in mind?
Yeah. So I had talked about in the first part of the segment, diversification is key, especially in times of volatility. You don't want to have everything in one basket, and that can help you to really manage your wealth over time. And again, when you talk about having diversification, it's also about risk and making sure that that's aligned to so that you can sleep at night. That's really important.
Well, and you mentioned volatility, and that just freaks a lot of people out. So what should we do? Just freak out every time something happens, or what's your advice?
No,
Okay.
stay the course.
Okay, good.
Actually, we every time we have this volatility in the markets, we have clients that reach out, and we like to calm them down.
What do I do?
Remind them remember, this is a part of everyday investing, and we actually have a nice chart that says of the last 35 years of history in the S&P, 30 of those years saw a 10% intra-year decline or more. So this is totally normal, and in those years they ended positive. So you just have to stick with it really and focus on the long term.
All right. And then pitfalls. What are some of the pitfalls besides freaking out every time there's volatility? What else?
Yeah, exactly. So I talked a little bit about the needs, wants, savings. Of course, you're always going to have wants in your budget. Go on vacation, go to the beach, do all the fun things. But lifestyle inflation is a big one. So as your income increases, we tend to buy nicer cars, nicer homes, those types of things. But making sure that you stick to your long-term plan rather than making those impulsive decisions. But really, it's, again, financial freedom. It's not achieved overnight. It's a result of the consistency, making sure you take those strategic actions over time. And there's, again, people in all different stages of their lives, whether it's the balancing act years, they've got kids, they're trying to save for retirement, college, all of those things. And then the next chapter years, you're headed maybe into retirement. So it's like, ooh, am I secure and ready for retirement? So it's just making sure that you spend within your means, that you're investing consistently, saving, and you stay focused on those long term. So
for more information regarding wealth management and customized financial planning with WHZ Strategic Wealth Advisors, please visit WHZwealth.com. WHZ Strategic Wealth Advisors offer securities and advisory services through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Fixed insurance products and services offered through CES Insurance Agency. They practice at 697 Pomfret Street, Pomfret Center, Connecticut 06259, and 392A Merrow Road, Tolland, Connecticut 06084. They can be reached at 860-928-2341. WHZ Strategic Wealth Advisors do not provide legal or tax advice. The tenured financial services team strives to support clients in achieving their financial life goals while providing absolute confidence and unwavering partnership for life.